It is the Riot podcast. How did I sound yesterday, everybody?
For
did I
the
sound
intro.
much better in the
Sound
intro?
great.
They thought you sounded more professional, more put together.
Yeah. And this time, see if you can tell a difference. Don't say if I'm wearing my headphones or not. And then put yesterday's podcast and today's podcast and see if you notice a difference in the day before, and listen to all the podcasts and see what you think of my voice over time.
Is this a trick to get people to just listen to every podcast?
Over and over again, like repeatedly, to see if they can spot the differences.
If you could, is he wearing his headphones or
Only,
not?
it's like one of those Facebook things that go, only 1 out of 10 people can spot the word in this picture or something, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Put your listening ears on and see how he sounds.
If you listen very closely, you might be able to spot it.
Yes, we kicked off today's show by Hudson asking a question because he felt a little bit nervous about his relationship with his animal. And he wanted to know if we also had voices for our dog.
Not like voices in our head, like when your dog is there, but instead, like, do you give a voice to your dog when talking?
And, well, I was relieved by the answer. We'll say that.
And we also we touched on dogs even later on in the show, talking about how sometimes during the holidays, not only do we spoil ourselves, but we also spoil our dogs, which I personally do not participate in.
You don't give your dog any food? Like
Jim I've never given him like
Human
table
food?
scraps.
What?
He's never had human food.
I guess he doesn't deserve
no
it, does
wonder
he?
He's mad at you all the time.
The thing that doesn't make sense is I've never given him human food, but if you came over, you would think like I'm feeding him cheese sticks under the table every time because he still sits there and begs as if I give it to him every time when I've never given him any human food ever.
Well, give him a little bite so he'll leave you alone.
Yeah.
That's not how it works.
Yeah.
It just makes it worse. Like, he's never gotten it. I don't know why he thinks he's going to get it. The only time he's ever eaten human food is like when he stole it. Like on Thanksgiving. Like,
Yeah, so he knows.
Yeah, he like jumped up on and like counter surfed at Thanksgiving and like got a little piece of turkey.
Oh, yeah?
Off, like he licked like a portion of the turkey
what's
plate.
he supposed to do if you're not going to give it to him?
Well, he can't.
You can't blame him?
Whenever he jumps up on the counter, I say the same thing. I say, Jim, in what world? I've never not yelled at you when you've done that. Every time you've done
You
that,
are
I've
the
yelled at you.
most dog dad I've
Like,
ever.
every
In
time,
what world, you say?
In what world would that ever be okay?
You sound just like my mother. You're just like
I've never not yelled at you.
Well,
when
maybe
you jumped up
Isaiah's
there.
mom also said
Yeah,
that
right.
to him.
She's like, in what world, Isaiah? I've never allowed you to do that. Why would you think it's okay now?
Well, find out if it's good for your pets or maybe bad.
Yeah, we talk about that. We also touch on how Shang-Chi may be making a sequel. And am I the only one in here who's seen the movie?
Yeah.
you are
See,
at
that's
the
so
moment.
crazy because like yesterday we were talking about like, you know, Daredevil and
Yeah.
stuff. And they were like, how can you call yourself a Marvel fan if you haven't seen Daredevil? And you guys haven't even seen Shang-Chi yet.
no.
Yeah, because it's too recent.
What do you mean? It's on Disney Plus.
I know,
like, it's
but
available.
I've got other things to do. I've watched every Marvel movie, maybe with an exception or two, and like all of the Netflix shows and everything. The only gaps in my resume is Black Widow and Shang-Chi and Hawkeye and anything on Disney
basically,
Plus, basically.
Once you join the riot,
Yeah, anything recent this
Recent.
year.
that's when you start to really go downhill with your movie watching.
Yeah, anything recent and anything on Disney Plus. I have it, even though it makes it more accessible.
Yeah, I know, even
It's
though it's
harder for me to
easier.
keep up with for some reason.
But yeah, so the first Shang-Chi was very good. I was when I saw the preview for it like months ago,
Yeah.
I was like, what is this movie? I'm like, what the heck is this? And then I saw the movie and I was like, whoa.
You enjoyed it. Well, it's definitely
Very
getting a second
good.
one, so there's some details on that.
Yeah, and then at the very end, we talked about if you should be able to hire someone before you fired the person in the position.
Yeah, that's a tough one, isn't it? You have a person in a role, and then you're like, well, we'd like to keep you, but we'd like to not keep you more.
Sure.
Yeah.
But we don't want to risk losing you.
Well, it's just not, it doesn't show that it was a very strong relationship.
Yeah.
But this
No.
one's really hard because it was a long relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Yeah.
I think he probably thought it was stronger than maybe the school did.
Yeah.
But either way, like, I'm an emotional person. I would have just been so upset thinking that they didn't like me the whole time.
Yeah.
How long have you felt
They
this
were
way?
they were never committed.
No.
There was always one foot in, one foot out. You just didn't realize
That's like if
all
you
those was going on right under your nose.
If you stayed with your special someone and like they never fully committed and you never got married, but you stayed together and then found out like while he was just waiting for someone else.
Something better.
But at least you would get an $8 million severance
Yeah,
package.
that's what we keep ending that with. Like, oh, it's okay. But in real life, most people are not getting that offered.
Yeah. Well,
Enjoy the podcast today and definitely say hi. Text 877 to Radio U and make sure you're following us for more Riot. You can actually watch some of our bits from the show this morning if you go to Radio U Official on Instagram.
One of our little bits.
Yeah. Also I'm not minimizing. It really is shorter.
Our skits.
Or if you go to Radio U Official on TikTok too.
Yes, please check those out.
Okay, bye.
Catch you next time.
Everything you love about the Riot, plus a handy-dandy fast-forward option. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Got something you might want to add to your Christmas list. How about some Dodge Ram cowboy boots?
As in like the truck Dodge Ram?
Yeah,
And
Dodge
now-
Ram the truck.
And now you get boots that go with your truck?
Yeah, so you could wander into a saloon and say, howdy, partner.
And all the other cowboy stuff
Yeah,
you think.
right.
And have these boots. They're nice looking boots. They have like Ram on the side along with the Dodge logo.
Yeah, they look, as far as cowboy boots go, totally fine. They're going to cost you.
How much?
They are going to cost
As much as the truck.
Yeah. Well, you might, if you can afford a Dodge Ram truck.
Yeah.
Then these are the boots for you because
Actually, it'd be awesome if you got the boots if you bought the truck.
that's really what
You know
it should be,
how
right?
Sometimes you get like an iPad or something that goes with the car's like manual and stuff. Instead, you get these boots.
So let's see. The cheapest option comes in at $659.
Whoa, for the boots?
That's your cheapest version.
Wow.
It goes all that. For a fine
No,
pair of
you're
cowboy
right.
boots,
You're
though.
right.
Come on,
You're right.
That's premium leather.
Listen,
or something.
I've never had cowboy boots, so I don't. But I understand they are very expensive.
Yeah, and then you don't even want to know how much the most expensive.
Oh no,
version.
tell me.
If you get the fanciest, you're talking $2,495.
Okay, I thought in my mind it was going to be worse. So
You
that's
thought
not as, I
worse?
thought we're like over $10,000
Yeah,
or something.
that's
I'm
a
like,
big,
wow.
wide range though, from $659 to $2,495.
It looks like the cowboy boots draw, design elements from the interior of the 2021 Ram 1500 Limited Longhorn 10th Anniversary Edition.
That's nice. You should be the spokesperson.
Yeah,
you should do that in a commercial.
No, I don't think I'll sell
I
it for them.
I think you could.
I don't think
you'd do
I
a
will.
great job.
I don't think I will, especially if they put me in the boots.
Let's see. They have 3 men's and 2 ladies options. So sexist.
It's gator. Oh, it's alligator.
What does that mean? It's not actually, is it?
Yeah, it's
Is it
offered
made?
with gator, ostrich. So I think
It's
there's stuff on
Gator, caiman, and ostrich vamps. What's a vamp?
Good
Tell
question.
us, Nikki.
No, I'm
cowboy
looking.
boot expert.
Do they
Or-
vape?
What?
Is it blood?
I don't know.
No. Gator, vamp. Maybe it's like the side of the boot or something.
I'm intrigued to know. In the meantime,
Well, it must be a shoe thing because when I Google that, it says how to pick the right alligator skin for boots and shoes.
I guess it's a shoe thing. But
It's an alligator skin.
what's a vamp?
Listen, it's just the alligator skin. I don't know beyond that. I can't find out.
Well, think about not just how many cows, but how many alligators had to die for these boots.
Oh, even ostriches.
How many they had to run over with a Dodge Ram.
to go get it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what's so expensive.
That's right.
That
Adds up.
What's the word? Farm fresh, but instead it's like straight from the farm.
Straight from the farm to your boot.
Yeah, right away.
I don't want to say these, I don't know. I don't know anything about cowboy boots. They look fine. They look nice, but they also look like they could just as easily be, just me being not a cowboy boot expert at all, the type of thing you could buy at, the Apple Festival from a tent.
From a booth.
Yeah, from a booth.
I see. Like from
right beside the bourbon chicken place.
The leather place.
It's Ma and Pa, and they've got all their boots, but they don't just have Ram boots. Of course, they have Silverado boots, and they have Ford F-150 boots. They've got all the boots.
Don't you
They've
also-
got your favorite. They got Buckeye boots.
Now, tell me, guys, do you think it's also too matchy-matchy if your boots are the Dodge Ram and you drive a Dodge Ram?
Yeah,
Is that
I
a
wonder
bit
if the
much?
other cowboys or the other truckers would
make
kind
fun of
of
this
give you a
one.
hard time and be like, geez, dial it back on the Ram. We know you love it, but come on.
That's like me when I'm brand loyal.
Yeah, right.
So
Nikki, enough with the Apple.
I know. Like,
Maybe
it's
they
just
make
too
Apple
much.
cowboy boots for you.
So if you want to look into them for a possible Christmas gift, the ladies' Horseman boot starts at $659, and the men's Western boot starts with the $2,495.
Pledge your loyalty.
And they're accepting pre-orders on the boots.
Hudson sees the glass as half empty. But get this. He thinks a glass half empty is good. The Riot. RadioU.
I've got another thing you could add to your Christmas list, Nikki, if you would like. This one is a lot cheaper than the Dodge Ram pickup truck boots.
Yeah.
But the odds of you getting it, ironically, are a lot lower.
Based on the picture, I can't tell, is it like life size or is this a small toy or what is it?
For everybody, it is a collab between Simmons, the mattress people, and Skittles, the candy people.
Mm-hmm.
And they have collabed on a bed that is also doubles as a Skittles dispenser.
It looks like the bed part almost folds up, like whatever.
It does.
Oh, it does?
Yep.
Okay,
It
I forget
folds
what
right
that,
in
that
there.
term is for the bed that folds up.
So it's space efficient.
It is. If you
It's
don't
a
have
fold
lot.
away. Is that what it's called?
There's one other term, I think, for the fold-up bed. And then the other side is if you ever go to like the M&M store or the Skittles stuff where it's
Or the movie theater.
The movie theater has it. Like
Yeah.
they have a Skittles dispensary. And it's, each long tube has like a certain color and a flavor.
Yeah.
Or I guess aren't they all the same flavor? And
Technically, yes.
Yeah, technically, yes.
As far as we know.
And that's on one side and the bed's on the other.
Yep, and it's just all built into one. I can't imagine, sorry, Simmons, I can't imagine a bed of that size and that, scenario would be all that comfortable. It's definitely a one-person bed.
Well,
That's
sure.
for sure. You're not going to be, snuggling up to your someone on the Simmons
Can
bed.
you imagine, too, like in the middle of the night, you just hear, like the Skittles? Yeah, exactly. They're like, are you eating Skittles at like 2 in the morning? We're not supposed to eat in bed.
No, definitely not. At least it wouldn't make crumbs, though.
You're right, but then it would just get everything
colorful.
Stain all the colors.
Yeah, it does have white sheets on there.
Jeff just texted in a Murphy bed.
A Murphy bed? That's what it's
the
called?
term
I've never
for when
heard
a
that
bed
before.
folds up. Yeah.
So the specifics on this, as far as how to get it, it is $1.50. So
To buy
basically, the cost of a pack of Skittles. However, there's only one, and it's going on sale this coming Monday, sometime after 1 p.m. Eastern.
So if you go to Simmons.com/sweet sleep, and it's a one of a kind, and it's can you imagine the bot getting this thing? A first come, first serve basis.
Yeah, so one lucky person or one lucky robot is going to get the Simmons Sweet Sleep Skittles collab. And I know it's only $1.50 for the actual item. However, I have to imagine, one, that's going to cost a ton to ship. It looks very expensive.
Maybe they'll just
You think
bring
they'll
it.
cover that?
I think they'll just drive it to you and assemble it. That's some intern.
Do you think that the other thing I was concerned about is, do you think they cover the cost to fill it with Skittles at least the first time?
Yeah, that's a good question.
It'll come with the Skittles built in. I mean, if it is, that's a lifetime supply of Skittles. You don't need that many Skittles.
I also feel that by them charging you $1.50 for it, it must be something around sweepstakes and taxes and certain
right.
things like that.
You
because
probably-
it is weird that they're charging you, even though it's only $1.50. Yep. But there must be a reason, but they don't give you much details yet.
Yeah, so, you can press your luck. It's Simmons.com/sweet sleep. Have you ever looked at those at the Skittles dispenser at the movie theater or the mall or whatever? You.
I used it one time,
Nikki,
the first time.
How much money do you make?
Hey, I was in awe. I was like, oh my gosh, I can have a bucket full of Skittles, even though there's a bag of Skittles that's bigger to the right of it.
I clicked on it once. I don't like Skittles that much. I wouldn't, but I was just like, how much do you think this costs? And it's like 7 times what you would think it would cost.
I think I put in like $5 for
really?
it. I think so.
I can't believe that.
And then I took my little bucket and I went to go watch a movie and I was
you were
fine with
happy.
it and I never did it again.
That is, I could not There's nothing you could have said that surprised me more.
Why?
I don't
That
even
I
know
used-
why I asked that. I was like, there's no chance Nikki's used this.
Oh my gosh, that I used the Skittles
Yes.
ATM looking thing at the movie theater?
Would never have thought. I wouldn't have believed anybody would have used it.
Oh, yeah.
I thought they were just for show.
No, I'm always up for a good gimmick.
If you're looking for hot takes on the day's most important news stories, you're in the wrong place. You're listening to The Riot on RadioU.
We have an In-N-Out burger dispute on our hands, not between customers or between a customer and an employee or anything like that. We have a dispute involving In-N-Out burger and Dahlin burgers.
So,
you ever heard of Dahlin burgers?
In-N-Out is very protective of their look
Mm-hmm.
and their food because everybody wants In-N-Out to be everywhere.
Yeah.
And they're not.
Yeah.
They're very selective where they go, basically because of where their hamburger making area
Their
is.
suppliers
Their
and their-
suppliers
yeah.
and stuff. They have to be within a certain amount of
They're
distance.
slaughterers.
Well, let's not use
Butchers.
let's not use the S word. Okay, no one likes to think about that. So they don't they don't expand to every state.
Yeah.
So in the states that don't have In-N-Out, sometimes you'll get places that are trying to mimic the style of
Yeah,
it.
which you know what, you can just try to. There's a lot of burger places out there.
Mm-hmm.
You can try to maybe learn a little bit from In-N-Out, but what you can't do is copy them, and that's what they are accusing Dahlin Burgers in Michigan of doing. Dahlin Burgers has 2 locations, Tecumseh and Jackson, Michigan. They are both fairly recent, and now In-N-Out Burgers is saying that Dahlin Burgers has basically copied everything.
Now, I don't see a
Pretty
lot
much.
about the food, but it's mostly the design of the place.
Mm-hmm.
And Dahlin Burgers is saying, hey, if you look at like Burger King, McDonald's, Five Guys, Wendy's, Sonic,
Mm-hmm.
Checkers, Carl's Jr., almost everybody uses a red, white, yellow sort of look to it.
That's pretty common.
Very, very common.
You can't just trademark colors. I mean, I guess you can kind of,
So
but
kind of everybody has a similar sort of, if it's a hamburger place, it's got a kind of hamburger place look.
Yeah.
And so they're trying to fight back In-N-Out saying this isn't, who can own the colors or who can own the style.
Yeah.
But In-N-Out says no, even like the awning. I mean, when you look at the building, I don't necessarily see In-N-Out until they.
yeah, right, until you go inside, right?
Until you go
In fact,
inside.
it looks more like Five Guys from the outside, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
But they say that they've copied, all of the color scheme. They've copied the employees'
hats.
outfits. Yeah, the those little paper hats, the white cups with red graphics, open-ended burger wrappers.
Is there the Bible verse on the cup?
Now that would be a dead giveaway. There aren't a lot of places doing that.
Especially if it's a Bible verse about like stealing.
That
You
would be.
put that on underneath it.
Yeah, you got to take a
In-N-Out
good hard look at
always-
that, Dahlin
In-N-Out
Burgers.
is known for their Bible verse underneath their cup.
So they're
really-
basically accusing them of copying everything except for the burgers themselves.
But inside, it really does, including like if you go to In-N-Out, it has the tiling and that same look at the ordering area.
Mm-hmm.
That's a hard. That's hard for them to argue
But
that they're not.
it still look like I've got a picture here side by side. The In-N-Out has like the little palm trees. There's no palm trees in Dahlin Burgers.
Because they're in Michigan. I don't
Right.
think that would really work.
I guess not. But red and white tile. Every place has red and white tile.
Listen, you'll have
Five
to,
Guys has red and white tile,
You'll have
and
to,
Steak and Shake has the little paper hats.
Yeah.
And I think I would be comfortable lawyering for Dahlin Burgers. I think they can get away with. Now the thing is that of course the reason that this is a common theme among fast food burger joints is because they've been around all from that same era of like the 50s.
And that was the look back
That's what
then.
they were. That's what they've stuck with. The Steak and Shakes and the Johnny Rockets and the McDonald's. Like if you go to one of the older timey looking ones, but Dahlin Burgers, like we mentioned, they opened last year. So they can't really go back and be like, well, this is in our history. I mean, it is in your history, but maybe your history is just copying things from the olden days.
So the trial was to have started back last month, but it was canceled. They're trying to do a resolution of the motions, but I'll stay on the side of In-N-Out.
You're on In-N-Out?
You can take all the other hamburger places who are taking the look of it.
Here's, in a true lawyerly fashion, here's my options. One, I'll either defend Dahlin Burgers because it looks like several different burger places, or I will represent each of the different burger places as they all sue Dahlin Burgers because they all have something that they could take issue with.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to wait for some sort of class action lawsuit.
Yeah,
I think
where
that's
we can jump in. Yeah, that works too.
Everybody gets one free hamburger.
Where you can profit off of it.
That's right.
Without any work.
This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Isaiah, good morning.
Good morning, everybody.
Welcome in. I have a question for the two of you as dog owners, dog parents, as I am as well, that I was thinking about. Okay, so do you guys talk for your dogs?
Like make
we have a voice for him?
Do you have a voice?
Yeah, of course.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Nikki, do you have one?
I do, yeah.
Can you
have
do
like
it?
3
Who
dogs,
wants
so
to
do you
do
have different voices for each, or how does that work?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a whole nother level.
Listen, they're their own dogs.
Yeah,
They should
yeah,
have
of
their own
course,
style
of course.
They have their own
voice.
voice.
I shouldn't be a lazy dog mom.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
So you have one as well, I
do.
assume?
I was just worried that, me and my wife have had a voice for our dog since we got her, so like years and years ago.
Yeah.
So it's a whole long thing. And
So do you talk to other people as your dog?
I was about to scoff, but actually, yeah.
I did that last night.
Not just anybody. Not just
Yeah.
anybody. It has to be somebody we know pretty well.
Sure, to be
Because
in
that's
that
pretty
loop.
crazy. And if you just were to start talking to, I don't know, the
random.
Amazon man or whatever. Hey, sorry I barked at you. That's that's our dog
Oh,
voice.
yeah.
Oh, is it Buddy the elf?
She's very dopey, even though she's a female dog, but you wouldn't know it to hear her voice that we do for
Well,
her.
for my dogs, I'll have them talk to each other. They're different voices. They're all
Wait,
family.
so
Just having like a
you-
3-person conversation with
Yeah.
herself.
Will you be there solo with the dogs and make them talk to each other?
Yes. And to me, like to back at me.
Oh, yeah.
I love it.
A
Absolutely.
4-person conversation.
With
But it's just
me
Nikki
and
the
you
whole
and 3
time.
dogs.
It's Nikki the whole time.
Yep, I don't mind. I'm
Yeah.
fine with it.
Jim's voice is also, he has like his is a very dopey voice
Yeah.
as well, because that's just like
Can
how
you
he
do
looks.
it?
I don't
I
know
would
if I
love-
can do it
I
like
want
right
it.
now. And it has
Please.
to be in the moment when I do it.
Please.
But when I do it,
We want to hear the Jim
I
voice.
know.
So
I don't even
Jim
know
the
what
dog.
I don't even
Jim
know
the
what the Jim
Basset
voice
Hound.
would be. It would be like, I really want some food right now. Like, that's what it would be.
Just
like,
sounds like your voice.
It sounds like my voice,
Yeah.
but it's like just like a dopey version. I don't know. Like,
You
it's
need to
always
go
in the
lower.
moment. It's always in the moment. Like I did it last night when like one of my friends was sitting there and like Jim was just staring at him and he just looks so sad all the time. And then like it has to be in the moment when I do it. I don't even know what I say, but it sounds like just
It does-
kind of sad and dopey.
It doesn't sound like you do it maybe as often as definitely I do, me and my wife. Nikki, so here's the next question then. Do your dogs like have a character that you've developed?
What do you mean by a character?
Like, it's more than like you've come up with traits for your dog that actually have nothing real to do with anything the dog has ever done.
Like what he thinks?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, we kind of assume what Jim's personality is. I mean,
Yeah.
it goes back and forth between like he's obsessed with us, he kind of hates us, he's unamused by us, and he kind of thinks he owns the house. That's kind of where we're at.
And so that leads to then what you feel like his voice would be.
Yes, exactly.
So for Zafira, my dog, we want to like her main character trait is, and you know it comes and goes, but she is obsessed with she wants a doggy boyfriend, and so all the time
my
we'll just be my wife and I'll be talking about we'll be doing a character for Zafira the dog about.
So this has nothing to do with, and like obviously for like the ones I have for Jim, he like looks unamused, like he acts like he owns the house. Zafira wanting a boyfriend just has nothing to do with anything that she could possibly have ever done.
Why?
Dude,
Why?
you know what?
How do you know she doesn't actually want a boyfriend?
Just let her live her life, okay?
Yeah, that's
just
a-
leave her be.
You don't have to push a
this sounds
relationship
pretty
onto your
similar.
daughter.
This sounds pretty similar to the conversation we have.
I think think now you're putting too much pressure on her
Yeah?
with her persona
You
or
think?
her thing, her character.
Well, I mean, she's had like 6 years.
Yeah.
You know? When are those doggy babies coming? Those doggy grandbabies for
I'll
us.
talk to Rollo and my dog Cinnamon, and I'll be like, Rollo, is Cinnamon like your friend, or is that your wife, or is that your girlfriend? I was like, what is it? Are you guys all best friends?
I don't know. The more we play this out, it feels like we all need
The dumber we
some
sound?
kind of psychological help.
No, I
I
think
Do you
know.
think this is our way of working through things? That's what it concerns me.
No, I think we just love our pets.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
you just, you humanize them.
You find it in, you express it in unusual ways.
Yeah.
So, well, okay, I'm just good that I'm not the only one. In fact, 100% of dog owners in this room
Are all
do
doing
very
it.
similar things.
Yes.
Yep. All of our
And
dogs have voices that we've created for
Voices
them.
and characters.
If you missed out on the next Riot moment when it originally aired, you don't know how lucky you are. You're listening to the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Yeah, I think generally, there's a generally agreed upon set of stuff that, we know it's what we're supposed to do. And what I mean by that is not you're supposed to grow up, go to college, get a nice job, get married, buy a house, have several kids, and then, and then die.
Okay, so it's not that.
Not that kind of what you're supposed to do. I just mean we know what we're supposed to do to get through life that would make life, basically like, if you want to lose weight, you know what you're supposed to do it. It's just most of us don't actually. We don't, and then we don't stick to it, and sometimes we don't care enough. There's reasons why, but we know what we're supposed to do. It's just sometimes, too, the thing that you're supposed to do is hard.
It's not the fun thing to do.
Yeah, and it applies to like dieting, losing weight. It applies to a ton of things in life. Like we all kind of know the general stuff we need to do to get through in life and to try to make life the best that it can be. But that doesn't mean we do it most of the time. But here's what I want to let you know. God wants to help you because for us, again, it's really easy for us to each say for the things we're supposed to do in our relationships and in our just all of our different parts of our lives. It's easy for us to not really care. And when you're the only one kind of motivating yourself, that's where it
that's
gets
the
really
hardest.
difficult. Yeah, where you're just like, well, I know what I'm supposed to do, but I could also just do this and it's more fun. But what God wants to help you do is help give you he can help in a lot of ways, but he can help with that motivation to where you have somebody sticking with you because God's with you every second of every day, where he's helping you remember to stick on what you're supposed to do, helping you remember that when the time comes up where it's like, well, I know I'm supposed to do this. I know things will probably go better if I do this, but
Hudson.
what? I don't think if I do things this way, but that'd be harder.
Sometimes you just need help with it to not do it on your own.
Sometimes you need help to not say do because it would not be as good for your your business, your radio station.
But not everybody has that support system.
Yeah, right. So Jesus is there every second of every day, helping you through those moments where you need just that little extra nudge to be like, this is what you're supposed to do, and maybe just do it this time. And the great thing about God, too, is sometimes people want to motivate you, and then they make you feel really bad when you don't do what they were motivating you to do. Jesus doesn't want to do that. Jesus loves you when you do what you're supposed to and when you don't. But of course, things are going to go better, and we all know when we do the stuff we're kind of supposed to do. If you're ready for that, a God that loves you, that is going to help guide you through life, help make things the best that they can be, help you deal with other people. I mean, just reach into so many different parts of your life and make things better for you. Jesus can do that. And all you need to do is ask. It's not hard. It's just saying, hey, God, I want to know more about you. I want you to help me through life because you know what? It's not always easy to do the things that I know I'm supposed to do. But I want you to help me with that, and he will.
Yeah! You were one of the lucky few who missed the riot when they were live. Yet here you are.
I also like to live dangerously.
This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
While Nikki and I, we deal with our dogs and think they're difficult sometimes. At least I never feel with my dog I'm in danger of my hair. I guess I could pull out my hair if she just keeps barking.
Yeah,
maybe.
but not her doing
She's
something
not going to do
it.
anything to mess up my beautiful flowing hair. And Nikki, your dogs and cats probably not either.
They've not touched my hair yet. But
if
this
you-
does make you worry if you own is it a guinea pig?
It's a guinea pig. if you have a guinea pig, this is something you need to be aware of, that they might go after your hair, because we have a woman. She's a hairdresser. Her name is Gara Sullivan, and
She's in Kentucky?
She's in Kentucky. She fell asleep. She says she had been drinking pretty heavily.
It was,
So
I think,
that
the night before
contributes-
Thanksgiving.
That contributes a little bit, but she passed out, you might even say, with her guinea pig, her 3-year-old guinea pig, and wakes up the next morning, and she realizes that the guinea pig seems to have chewed off her bangs.
So the guinea pig, a 3-year-old guinea pig called Dixie, chewed off the
Which
front.
inappropriate name. Can we
Still want
can we
that?
rename that, please?
That's
it's
her.
2021.
That's her, okay.
Yeah,
but
I guess she is in Kentucky.
Ate the front portion of her bangs, and you can see it. It seems like the guinea pig, which she didn't notice because she was so out of it during the night.
Right.
But the guinea pig didn't eat the hair.
Yes,
but
fortunately, because
took
that
it to
feels
the
like that would be
side.
an issue.
Well, it could be that. What's the there's a disorder where some people like chew and eat
Yeah,
hair.
right.
So
and
maybe,
so that's for humans, where after years and years they have to have a surgery to get rid of the hair that's in their stomachs and
maybe
their
guinea
digestive
pigs
tract.
are like that.
With guinea pigs, they're much smaller, so they would only need to eat a little bit of hair before maybe it would cause issues.
I think the guinea pig was just trying to make a nest or a little home. And so saw the hair, chewed off the hair, and you can see it's.
Yeah.
You can see, and then I introduced Hudson. There's a whole world of like clip-in bangs.
Yeah.
And he didn't know anything about that.
No, I knew I am aware of extensions.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything
So
about
you can,
why you would
like-
want a little extension for bangs.
Not everybody wants bangs all the time.
Yeah.
And so you could put like bangs and then you just clip them in right up here. And
Have you done that?
no, I have never. I don't think I have the face for bangs.
You don't think so?
No.
Oh, I'd love to try. I'd love to see you try.
We don't need to.
Come on.
No, I
you
don't-
have the right attitude.
Listen.
You could rock some bangs.
You don't have to support me in this. I don't want to. If I wanted to, then I would like your support.
I support any hairstyle you want to go with,
I don't think I should.
even if it's bangs.
So maybe I should ask if the hair is still available. I can make my own
right.
from
There
it.
you go.
We have pretty similar hair colors.
Yeah. So she's a hairdresser. So I think she'll recover just fine. She'll know how to hide this.
Right?
Right?
The one thing but I don't know, you'd have to sweep some hair over. That's a pretty important part of your hair right there.
She'll have to go with a whole new style.
Yeah, the guinea pig Dixie is for the most part, like a hairless guinea pig.
Yeah.
So they were joking that she just wanted some hair.
She's
too.
jealous, right? She
Mm-hmm.
needs her own a little wig or something, keep her warm.
The Riot promise is that they'll always have an opinion on everything they talk about. But that doesn't mean any of their opinions will make sense. This is The Riot on Radio U.
All right, we all know that we're gonna overeat during the holidays.
Well, that's something you can plan for.
Yeah, right.
You just plan to know
bake
you're
that
going
in
to.
the month of December.
Yeah.
You're not going to stick to any kind of sensible diet plan.
Well, that's why you always start that the 1st of January.
Yeah, that's right. You got to recover. But would you also like to admit that your dog is going to overeat similarly as well?
Oh, during the holidays?
Yeah.
Well, maybe.
I mean, you've got 3 dogs to split it between. So
Yeah, but this kind of leads to if you are around or like you bring your pet home
Mm-hmm.
or something and you're around family members who will feed your dog,
Yep.
which I tend not to. I'm not bringing my 3 dogs and putting that on anybody.
You don't?
I
But
don't. They stay at home.
Because I picture this as when you're inviting people over and you're hosting
Mm-hmm. And they feed your
get-togethers,
dogs.
and and you're just making more food. There's more
No.
leftovers. People, when they're in like a group setting, I feel that they're more likely to leave leftovers on the plate.
Well, like
and
for
then the
things-
dog, that's just why should we scrape this into the garbage when the dog's right here?
Your dogs are not your garbage disposal. That will not end up working well for you. Well, for like Thanksgiving, my dogs would each get like a Thanksgiving bowl.
Oh, you made them a special
So
one?
they get like turkey and stuff
Yeah.
or some gravy. And then when the leftovers are just about bad, then
Then they get some?
They get like the last
See?
call on everything.
But that's special. That's overeating. That's more than they would normally have, right?
Well, I'm not over.
Does that count as overeating, or
No, because I'm not overfeeding them every day.
Yeah, but just a couple meals.
Oh, they're happy though.
That's all we do, right? Just
They
a couple
l-
meals, just once here and there, won't make a big deal.
You're talking like it's a hit or something. It's just some gravy.
Yeah. Well, 7 in 10 people in this new survey of, guess how many people?
2,000.
2,000.
Yeah.
2,002 dog owners were surveyed, and 7 in 10, 70% admit that their dogs will overeat at the holidays just like they will. And so they found a lot of different other interesting stuff. And they do seem to set the scenario as well where it's the family members getting involved, whether you're bringing your dogs along to a family get-together or you're having your family or whoever over. Because it also says that, let's see, where was the number? Basically, I'll find the number in a second, but a lot of people will set boundaries with their guests over what if they're okay to give their dog food. Do you do that?
My dogs don't stay out when there's guests.
Oh, yeah?
So they can be
They get a little too
overwhelming.
They put too much of the puppy dog eyes out going on.
Yeah, not even just to feed them. I just feel bad because that's a lot of dogs.
True. Do you think you have a weak link in your family? Who would be more likely to give food to the dog?
Probably Eric.
Yeah?
Yeah, he's good to do that.
When it's with my family, my dog knows the weak link.
Is it you?
It's not me.
It's not you.
It's my mother-in-law.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Even she, for some reason, the dog will always go to her if she's eating around the dog. She knows that's who's going to give her the fries or the turkey or whatever the leftovers are.
I mean, you have to plan for these things. Like Eric, he's such the weak link that like on my dog's birthdays, which again makes me sound like such a dumb dog parent, but he'll make them like a special doggy bowl of food. And so then he put like ranch, he put cat food on it, like all these little special treat things for them to eat. So, you just have to plan for the special holidays. Your pets can have something fun.
Yeah, they can have something fun. And then on January 1st, they got to get back on the diet just like we do.
They also have to lose weight.
Do you like I think about that actually. I don't think I give my dog a lot of food all the time, as in like human food, but I do feel especially bad if it's something where we just either the food was so good and we just made the right amount, so you just clean up all of it.
Yeah.
Or like you ate all of it. Or when we start to go on like diets or something and it's just not food the dog would want. Sorry, it's all vegetables. My dog won't eat vegetables.
Yeah,
so
but nothing's worse than
I feel bad when she's used to getting a little bit of a scrap after every meal, and it's like, no, not
when
here.
your pet goes to the vet and the vet says, hey, they can't gain any more weight, and it's just because you're the only one to blame.
Yeah.
So you just don't want it to get that far.
That's the vet saying, and maybe you could lose a few pounds too.
Like my dog Sugar's at 100 pounds, and the vet was like, nope, that's it. Don't go past that.
Welcome to The Riot, where you listen to us and that's it. It's pretty much a one-way street. The Riot. RadioU.
I've got good news for everyone who rushed out to the theaters to make Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings the highest grossing movie at the box office earlier this year.
Yeah.
Remember that? Labor Day weekend.
It did really well.
Really well, especially compared to most other things that have come out in 2021.
Honestly, they were really just putting it up against how Black Widow did.
Yeah.
So that was the main competition to see which one would do better, and Black Widow did so poorly.
Yep, and Shang-Chi, it has panned out well. And in fact, it has panned out so well that they've announced, not a huge surprise, that Marvel and Disney, they are bringing back Shang-Chi for a second movie, which will again be directed and written by the director and writer from the first movie, Destin Daniel Cretton. So I guess it'll be Shang-Chi and the Legend of the 11 Rings.
Well, congratulations to them. So far, worldwide box office, $431.9 million.
That seems like a lot.
The 8th highest grossing film. So they're saying that for the year.
Wow. So
good for them.
Yeah. I'm glad. Isaiah, we finally, between the three of us, none of us had seen it.
Yeah.
We weren't one of the massive throng that went out to see.
Now, hang on, though. Me and Eric, we count as a group, and Eric saw it.
He did?
Yeah, he did. He went to theaters
You
to
actually
see
went
it.
to the theaters to see it?
He didn't like it as much.
He didn't?
No.
Isaiah said it was very good.
Yeah. There's a difference when you watch it. I think you might like it more not in theaters.
Yeah?
Because then when you're just at home, a lot of stuff is way better because you're just comfortable at home.
Yeah, sure. I always thought if you go to the theater, you'd like it more because you feel the pressure. Like, well, I spent $10 on this, so I better get my enjoyment out of it.
I don't know.
You don't want to feel jilted.
It depends, maybe, I guess, on the movie because, like, he watched Dune at home.
Yeah.
And he thought that was really boring. That might have been better to watch in the theater where you're stuck there.
I definitely wish I would have seen Dune in the theaters.
Yeah, you missed it.
For Shang-Chi, I also kind of wish I would have seen it in the I just wish I could see every movie in the theaters. I'd love to go to the theaters all the time, just don't have time or the money or interest in actually seeing movies. You know what? It's that I don't have the interest in seeing them as soon as they come out.
Yeah.
To where I'm going to reschedule everything around it. But I'll get around to Shang-Chi before the new one comes out. Like before the sequel.
Is that your plan?
That's my plan. Yeah.
Yeah, we have Disney Plus. It doesn't matter.
It's
though.
on there.
Still not able to watch it.
I do want to watch it, but it's a tough time. It's Christmas. There's
You're busy.
Christmas movies. If there was Christmas in Shang-Chi, I might have a shot. Although there's Christmas in Hawkeye, the show, and I haven't watched that either.
Oh, you haven't even started that?
Haven't started it.
Well,
No.
congratulations to them, though. I mean, that's it was a hit, so that deserves a second one.
Yeah, so very exciting.
The Riot Podcast.
RadioU.
The college football coaching carousel keeps on spinning round and round. Yeah. Have you guys been following along, Isaiah and Nikki?
I don't like to because it seems it's pretty negative.
Well, it depends on it's negative when your coach gets fired or leaves, but then it's positive when you get a new one. Yeah.
When you get a better one. Yay!
I guess I'm going off, what was it, the Notre Dame one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the ones where I feel like probably the players are the ones that are the sad ones out of everything, and the fans. But
Yeah.
It just seems like a lot of times if a coach is leaving, it's not good.
Yeah.
They don't leave for good
But
reasons.
it's amazing how every time, like all these teams, we have dozens of teams now in college football that are changing coaches, which happens every offseason, but particularly this year, a lot of high-profile jobs. And somehow, even though they're all taking coaches from each other, they all seem like they feel like they're better off
At
after
another
it all.
school?
Yeah,
Everybody's like, oh my
all the
gosh, I got to
coaches-
steal.
Yeah,
and
all
then
the
the other
coaches
one's like,
feel-
I got to steal.
all the coaches feel better off, and all the colleges feel better off, except for this guy.
Well, honestly, the USC guy that got hired for their
Yeah.
coach, he did get a good
He
deal.
is better
Yeah.
off, isn't he?
He's much better off.
I wouldn't mind that.
Well, here we have the story of the Miami Hurricanes, who, the carousel had been spinning, but they weren't really involved. They had a coach. His name is Manny Diaz. He's been there with the program. He wasn't the head coach all this whole time, but he's been the head coach for now 3 seasons, I believe. He's been with the program since 2016.
That's a long time.
And he was still under contract. And then all of a sudden it came out like Sunday and then into Monday that they were trying to recruit the Oregon head coach, Mario Cristobal, to take over at Miami.
And he didn't know.
Meanwhile, Manny Diaz is like, hey, what the heck? I'm still here. It actually came out that Miami University, they had extended an offer to Mario Cristobal from Oregon. If he accepted the offer, he becomes the new head coach. If he declines, Manny Diaz is still going to be the coach at Miami.
Even
so
though
he's
he
sitting
knows-
there. He's like, what gives here?
He's in limbo right now. What's
so,
going to happen for his future?
So Mario Cristobal has wound up taking the offer to take over at Miami. So that means Manny Diaz is now, he can do whatever he wants.
Yeah, but listen to this. He gets $8 million to not coach.
Yeah.
And that seems fine.
Oh, poor Manny.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't have to work and you get $8 million. Oh, what are
Do
you
you
going to
think he gets
do?
the $8 million if he gets another job at another school?
I'm sure he still gets the $8 million because he has
Yeah.
he still was under contract, so they had to
Sure.
pay him out that remaining
they
money,
actually
even
had
though
to
he got
fire
fired.
him. So you don't feel bad for him?
I don't feel bad for him at all. I think if you get fired from like a head coaching position, he seriously underachieved at Miami, who's like a very good football program for like years and years. Obviously, the past couple they haven't been as great, but I think it's tougher when you don't have the actual opportunity. But he's been there since 2016. Like you have 5 years to recruit your guys, and you still couldn't like get wins or even be like a competitor at all in like college football landscape. And so at the end of the day, if they get Mario Cristobal, who just was in like the college football playoff, like in like the area of it, I think they're much better off. So if you want to keep your job, just do a better job.
Yeah, but then that's bad too, because then you find out that they weren't liking you for a
Yeah, I
really
know.
long time.
You
And
guys-
you're
you
like,
guys didn't like me?
You feel like something's going on. You're like, yeah, they've been trying to fire.
Yeah.
Get rid of you for a while.
I just think, if you want to fire him, then fire him. Just don't. Can we all take issue with the idea that they were recruiting another guy while they were hey, if this guy doesn't work out, hey, I'm going to flirt with this other person, but if they don't work out, don't worry, we'll still stay married. That's fine.
I think of it more as like my brother knows how to do electric work, but my dad's really good at it. So I'd be like, Levi, can you help me with electric work? But if Todd can do it, then I would rather have him do it. But you stay there and just in case, I'll have you come do it. I think it's if you have the opportunity, why would you not take it?
Yeah, it's more than that. So.
Yeah.
There's a lot of money, and when there's a lot of money, there's a lot of hurt feelings.
Hey, well, you know what? He's still got the money, though.
True.
He's still got the
Isaiah,
money.
I'd like to let you know you're doing a good job as the producer, but we have somebody we've extended an offer to.
Hey, you know what? And
They
if
might
he's
be
better
taking
than
over.
if he's better than I am, he's better than I am.
And
You know what?
yours does. Yeah, if you get fired, it doesn't come with $8 million.
Yeah, I know. That's the part. Now I have an issue.
Yeah.
I assumed I was going to get that $8 million still.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Oregon coach, right, is going now to
Miami.
To
yeah.
Miami.
And Manny Diaz, he gets $8 million to not coach, and he'll probably still wind up going to coach somewhere.
You just heard the worst of the worst. We'd give you the best of the best, but we'd have to find that. As soon as we do, you'll be the first to know.